G'day everyone, I'm Karen, and this week I changed the rollers in a sliding glass door just like this one right here behind me. It's a job that I've been putting off for a really long time because I thought it would be hard. I haven't done it before. This is my first time and it turned out to be much easier than I expected. So I hope this video helps you. Good luck. The first thing you need to do is to clear a workspace. You're going to need enough space on the floor to lay your door down flat and to comfortably move around it to do the things that need to be done. Jiggle the door around a bit and get a feel for how heavy it is. You're going to need to lift the door up and pull the bottom out over that bottom track. At this stage, the door probably won't come out at the bottom, and we're going to need to adjust the screws. The screws are located at the bottom of the sliding glass panel. Grab your screwdriver and loosen those screws so that you can lift the door higher than the door frame. Do this at both ends of the door, and it might take a little bit of screwing and it might take a lot of screwing. Just stick with it. When you can lift the door high enough to clear the bottom track, lift it up and pull the bottom out and just sit it on the blanket or the towel that you've put on the floor. That way you can slide the bottom out further to get enough of an angle to pull the whole door out. The door will be very heavy, so take your time and walk it slowly backwards and lay it down flat. Now it's time to remove the rollers. Initially, when I had a look at this, I thought I needed to remove the whole component, but no matter how hard I tried, it just would not come out. I don't know whether it's because my door is 20 years old or whether it's really just not designed to come out, but eventually I discovered that it's much easier to just pull out the wheel. The how-to videos that I watched recommended to use pointy nose pliers, but I found them to be absolutely useless, and I recommend using flathead pliers. Now that you've got the wheel out, give the door and the tracks and all the grooves and gaps a good clean out and get rid of all the accumulated dust, and then take your wheel down to your local store. It could be a hardware, it could be a security store. You may have to do some ringing around. It took me 3 different places before I could find the right part. When I did find the right part, it looked like this. They could only sell me the entire component. So this big black bit is the part that was in the door that I couldn't pull out. So I just pulled the new wheel out of the new component and put the new wheel back in the door. When you've got both the wheels firmly in place and they wheel and scroll smoothly like a wheel is meant to do, slide your door back over to the frame and put it back in place. Slide the top in first and push the bottom into the frame. You might be lucky and the bottom of the door will slide into the bottom track with no trouble at all. I wasn't lucky and I had trouble getting the bottom of the door in. This is because the new wheel didn't slot in as high as the old wheel. So what I had to do was sort of get the door in position as much as I could. One end of the door went in fine, but as you can see, the other end gave me some problems. So you need to get a screwdriver and just kind of use the screwdriver to pry or poke that little wheel to lift it inside the door frame just a bit, just enough that you can get the door to slot into the door frame. It's a little bit tricky, but it's got to be done. Grab your screwdriver and adjust those screws at each end on the bottom. Make sure that the door is sitting level and straight and that when you slide it closed, that the handle and the locks all click into place. Now that I had the bottom of the door all nice and smooth and rolling freely, there was still a problem right up there at the top. Over 20 years, the door had developed a little bit of a warp in it, and the top of the door part was sliding against the top of the frame, and it was grating and grinding and it sounded really awful. So we just took to it with a file and filed the rough bit off of the door, filed it back a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is sliding smoothly and freely. Give everything a good smooth and slip and slide up with some lubricant. Use a silicone-based lubricant, nothing oily or that's be just disgusting. And yeah, and then pretty much stand back and admire your beautifully flowing door. There you go, all done. I hope this video helped you. It was a much easier job than I thought. It is very heavy. It is a bit hard to do by yourself, so if you can get someone to help you, definitely get the help. But I've just proven that you can do it by yourself if you are slow and careful and take your time. The only other little tip that I want to give you is that the first few times you go to open and close the door, remember that you've fixed it, because if you're like me, you're so used to reefing that door, which is heavy and doesn't slide, and now that it does slide, the first time I closed it, it was like bang. So just remember that you fixed it. Good luck with it all. Let me know how it went. Thanks for watching. Bye.